Just to be clear, this is not a hunting film. And it's not a movie about hiking with your bow over 14,000-foot passes. It's not about killing big bucks and bulls. It's about the adventure and the challenges and everything else that makes hunting season a special time. It's a fleeting glimpse of adventures had, told in 2 to 5 second clips. It's our lives when we're away from our friends and family. It's about the journey. Armed with 3 phones and a GoPro, Michael, Wes, and I decided to document the year to share with our family and friends, many of which don't hunt. We wanted to show them some of the amazing things we see, hear, and experience when we're out hunting. For us, 2019 turned out to be a difficult season, which was mostly a result of our own doing. With freezers still full from the previous season, we challenged ourselves to only go after some really truly huge mountain muleys and big bulls that we had encountered the previous season, and we had hoped that some would still be around for this upcoming September. In the end, we ended up eating tag soup. 2019 would just be the 3rd season in 10 years that I wouldn't fill my elk tag or deer tag. But it wasn't disappointing at all because it really was about the journey. Frequently get the question, why do you hunt? For me, it's an evolving answer. The reasons have changed several times throughout my life. When I was young, hunting for me was all about heritage. I was born into a sporting family. It's just what we did. Some of my earliest memories were from hunting and fishing. Some of my fondest memories were crappie fishing or dove hunting with my grandfather, duck hunting with my dad, and definitely the times when my great uncle took me out of school to go deer hunting or bass fishing whenever the bite was on. It was family time. 40 years later, it means something completely different. Outside of hunting with a very few close friends, I usually hunt solo in the backcountry of my home state of Colorado. I find that as I get older, I need the solitude of nature more and more. It's always called to me strongly. In my younger days, when I first moved to Colorado, I would fill that need by pounding the trails as part of the ultra-distance trail running and racing scene. Or I'd go on long rock and ice climbing trips around Colorado and the world. Now my solitude is best enjoyed dappling a fly to a hungry cutthroat trout in a mountain stream, or perhaps stalking a big high country mule deer above tree line. When I'm doing these things, I feel like I'm truly one with nature. Summary of the first opening week. After deer up at high altitude, about 12,500 feet, and got into a couple of really big bucks. Within 35 yards of one, got 25 yards within another, 35 yards within another, and then 65 yards. Now time to hike out of here and go back to work. Take whatever's left of me that the mosquitoes didn't eat. Anyways, next week.
It's hot. How long have we been here? 5 days. Sean's had three stocks? Four stocks.
One on a
4 failures.
bruiser.
Yeah.
4 failures.
We've seen some big deer, but as you can see, this is not easy, especially archery. So now we're gonna go up over that pass and go home. Ghetto Raiders. Hudson Bahl.
My interest in hunting emerged while searching for fresh, healthy meat and an optimal diet. In the end, even free-range grazing practices produce fatty animals. Hunting was a means to an end. For me, the hunt, the kill, and the meat is the least important. What's important is the ability to surrender to the rhythms of nature and accept your insignificance. Being cold, sitting for hours, smelling, observing. In the end, trusting nature to dictate your movements. These are the things that leave me fulfilled. Being one with nature has become the purest expression of being. The more I am connected to the natural world, the more centered I am in my own life.
It's a Hudson Mile. We don't want elk. They just get in our way. We're log walkers.
Hudson Mile. I grew up hunting and fishing. My dad was a wildlife biologist for the Marine Corps and later director of natural resources for a naval air station. So we'd be out helping him in the dove fields, hanging out at the office with game wardens, watching hunters check in and out. We grew up with him training multiple duck dogs, and he'd come home with snakes in his shirt for my brother, who at the time loved snakes. He'd also bring home squash and other vegetables from food plots that he managed. And I remember the look on his face when I shot my first dove on opening day of dove season and my first wood duck. And I remember being completely mesmerized on the swan hunt, watching guys try to shoot them with bow and arrow, which ignited my love for archery. After he passed about 6 years ago, it was even more important to me to connect with nature and be outside. So hunting, fishing, and the outdoors is my only true passion, and my daily life reflects that. Because when I'm engaged in these activities or just viewing and taking pictures of wildlife, I feel like I'm connected to him. And this not only gives me peace, but teaches me and humbles me and reminds me what is important in life and reminds me what my purpose is.
Well, first morning here, just got in here. First thing I see is a really nice 6x6. Of course, I've got a cow tag. It's early and snowy. It snowed about 8 inches last night. About another foot or two today. And as I get to where I'm going this afternoon, visibility went to almost zero. Right behind me there's a really great hillside. I've killed 2 elk on it before, but can't see them. Last day of the hunt, still haven't seen any sign. Got another foot of fresh snow last night, but I think it's about time to call it for the 2019 elk season. Didn't get so lucky this year, had a pretty rough September, and then this was not much easier. Got one more deer hunt coming up, and you know, turkey season's around the corner.
Hey Wes, what you doing?
I'm in being an idiot, forgetting reindeer.
Wes just got outsmarted by a twig
yeah,
up
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
It was
you just seen that.
hilarious.
He
He
was
was
like-
like dancing with it. Just has to work 2 ways.
Oh shit. I can't.
What am I, your urethra? I don't even know if that's the right thing. It just sounded good.
Who you looking at?
Forget it.